can just call all this part out later.
Okay, so I'm starting recording now. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Hi everyone, welcome to Rama Radio this beautiful afternoon. My name is Cynthia, and part of what we decided to do in the studio is to definitely talk to our politicians, and of course the main aim is to make sure we get students involved in politics. Today in the studio we have with us a very very charming man, yes, that's the word. Joe Wheatley is the councillor for the Bingley ward. He's from the Labour Party. It's so amazing to have him in the studio. He's an ex-Bradford student, University of Bradford student,
serious?
and I'm so proud of you. And of course, Mariam is also in the studio.
Hi.
And we will be doing the asking together. How are you doing today, Joe?
I'm grand. How are you?
Great. I'm doing good too. So let's start with the first question a lot of people ask me. How many parties are there in the United Kingdom?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. The four main political parties, and I'm sure the Reform Party would probably kick me for not saying they're a major party. But if you want to go five, we'll go five. So you've got the Conservative Party and the Labour Party. Those are the two main parties.
Yes.
The Conservative Party is sometimes referred to as the Tory Party.
Okay.
You've got the Liberal Democrats.
Oh yes, I know them.
Who switched over from being Liberals to being Liberal
The
Democrats.
Democrats, yes.
And you've got the Green Party, of course, and the Reform Party, who we don't talk about.
But how does local politics work in Bradford?
So you've got 90 councillors. You've got 3 councillors representing 30 distinct wards across the district, and I represent one of those wards, which is Bingley. So every year we elect one councillor out of the 3. So we elect sequentially in Bradford. So that means you'll have an election usually once every, well, you have it 1, 2, 3, and then there'll be a gap year, and then we'll go back on the cycle. And in other districts, they sometimes do what are called all-outs. So everybody gets elected, but we don't do that in Bradford.
Okay, so I'm curious, how do you get involved in politics?
I got involved because I wanted to do something good. I was raised to live well and to help others. Those are the 2 philosophies of my life. So
whilst you were in the university, you already knew you wanted to be a politician.
I was already involved in politics.
Oh, wow.
So, I was a town councillor when I was at university.
So I think it's different because I mean you just spoke about already being involved in politics as against now. I mean loads of students don't even know about politics.
Like for example, me when I think about politics, so I was like, oh, it's too much for me to think about. Like you said, that like lots of parties, you have to listen to different people say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do this. So to like pick from what they've said and use it to like frame your thoughts or what you want is like too much for me. So from that age, like how do you like what's that one
what
thing
inspired you?
that inspired you and be like, okay, I think I want to be involved in politics?
Well, I remember when I was very little, my mum, because I grew up in the States, and one of the public broadcasting channels, you get PBS, which is where you got Sesame Street, wonderful Julia Child. They played a film, an old film from the 30s called Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
I know the movie. Yeah.
Excellent. Jimmy Stewart.
Yes.
No, it's great. So I watched that film, and it was all about, the synopsis is, it's all about one individual who's selected after a senator dies. So in the States, the governor appoints where there's no election. And so Mr. Smith is elected and realises the corruption and graft at Congress. And he's trying to do something good, trying to create a sort of Boy Scouts camp to bring kids from all across America together to learn about the outdoors. And he ends up coming against very stiff resistance and then launches into a filibuster. And there's something very romantic about the idea of somebody standing up for the principle of trying to help others and just being genuinely decent. And so I suppose that would probably be a catalyst.
Definitely. I mean, you've been on this journey for a very long time now, which is very good. I mean, whilst you were in uni, you were already doing this. What are some of the successes that you've had in Bingley?
In Bingley's traditionally been a Conservative stronghold. So I first stood for election in 2015 as a district candidate. Lost. Stood again in 16. Lost. Then decided maybe we needed somebody a little bit who could get us over the line. So I spoke to one of my ward colleagues, Marcus Dearden, who owns the Five Eyes Locks Cafe. He's very well known, very well liked. He was interested. He stood. We got him elected in 2021 and I got elected in 2022. So 2 years on from having Labour councils after over 20 years. And we've just elected our third Labour councillor and the first woman in 26 years this year.
Wow.
So that's fantastic. So
wow.
hat-trick. But the things that we're most proud of is a lot of people in Bingley have state that Bingley never gets anything from Bradford. All the money is taken and put into the city centre, and
yes,
we were very keen to disprove that theory. We thought it was a lazy narrative that the Conservatives had sat on for a long time, and we said no, we can definitely get something back for Bingley, and we're very proud of the fact that £237,000 has been invested into our local park, so that's
big.
Yes. Don't tell me it can't be done.
Wow, that's big.
It's very big. Obviously, there's 6.1 million going into Bradford Grammar School, so that's to improve special education needs and disabilities education. So we're looking forward to that in 3 stages over the next couple of years. So that's fantastic.
I mean, Bingley is part of Bradford, so they definitely should get a cut of it.
Well, absolutely, and it's not about getting a cut of it. It's just about making sure you've got strong representatives.
Okay, you speak about Bingley being very conservative, and for that reason, you faced a lot of challenges trying to put yourself out there. Do you think conservatism is also a general issue in Bradford in general, not just Bingley? Are there other parts of Bradford too that very conservative?
Yeah, there are parts. You can go back. Ilkley's been a strong Conservative seat for a very long time. Craven was, but although they're not the party I'm a member of, although I'm very pleased that they beat the Conservatives, the Green Party have started to make headway in Craven district. Obviously, the Conservatives hold Baildon and bits of Wharfdale and other parts of the district. So, yeah, it's you've got some strongholds, but we're making gains. We're just trying to stay relevant into people's lives, which is how you win. Stay local, stay relevant, and do meaningful things.
I'm even excited that, now there are loads of great things happening in Bradford. Before now, there was no regeneration, there was no new buildings. You have to finish one building before you start another one. What to you, if I can ask you, what do you think are the real problems of Bradford?
I think one of the biggest challenges we face, and it's one we're certainly going to face this year, is that the government, so this is central government, so people get slightly confused about how local authorities are funded. Okay. So you pay your council tax. That obviously we get a rate from council taxes. We also get some business rates as well, and that's pretty much where all of our income comes from now. However, we used to get £320 million from the national government, which they've completely cut. So since the Conservatives and the Libs were elected in 2010 and the Conservatives have carried on, they've absolutely decimated local authority funding. So you're going to see a lot of local authorities go bankrupt over the next, 1 to 2 years, really, unless the Conservative governments centrally do something about it.
But, business-wise, do you think Bradford is doing well?
I think we're making headways. You'll have seen the new development and the new market, so we're quite excited about that.
I am so excited about it.
About all the new buildings that are going on. Yeah.
I was chatting with, I think it was Alex.
Alex Rushall.
Yes, yep. And we were talking about how that they want to bring down the Osler market and take every one of them to a bigger place. And for me, that's big news that's definitely big news for Bradford. It will bring more big businesses to Bradford, and that's quite amazing.
And the city, being the city of culture, as we work to renovate out the Alhambra, which as an events manager should excite you.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, one question I have for you, because while we're talking before I was talking about how I don't really like living here, but the thing is that what advice do you have for people, especially Bradford students, that are not from Bradford, that came into Bradford just for school, and they're thinking about, I don't think this place has anything for me. What do you think they should just be a part of the community so we can grow this community together, or is there a future for them? and all
Because
this.
I feel like the main challenge for a
Is that
lot
people
of
are leaving. The young
yes,
people are leaving.
once they're done with schooling, a
Schooling,
lot of international
everyone
students just want to leave
leave
Bradford to
Bradford.
like go to another city. Now this is because they say that there is no job opportunities for them, and that's like a big challenge for us students, and that's why we're really bothered. What would you advise?
Very big question to ask of what do I give advice to events managers and what do I give to people who are studying HR. I think that particularly for events managers, get excited because we're the city of culture in 2025.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
We're going to have a lot of arts and
Events.
cultures events, and certainly in Bingley, which used to host the Bingley Music Town, Bingley Music Live, and we're trying to make ourselves a music town and lots more events in Bingley. I'd say there are opportunities out there. They are sometimes a little bit more difficult to find than you might otherwise like.
That's definitely true.
It is. I mean, I graduated law. I graduated from University of Bradford with a degree in law. And
Whoa, especially law firms. They're even TK's already. Especially law firms.
Yeah, our friend behind the camera, she's so excited.
There are very, very few top law firms in Bradford, and it's a big issue. Oh, she said it's zero.
I mean, that's not entirely. You've got one of the biggest regional
I remember
law
when
firms
I
here in
told
Bradford.
one of my friends that I was coming to Bradford, and then like 3 days later, I think she go Bradford, and she was like, "Don't go there. I heard it's very dangerous. They kill people." And I was like, I paid the school fees already. What do you want me to do? And I've been here every day. She asks me that, and I'm like, nothing of such. But the only thing I notice is my other friends in other city. It's really easy for them to get like part-time jobs, because sometimes during the break, because we're international students, we don't really get our families, so we're just like, okay, maybe I can just get something to do during this break, just to like, go outside my dorm, so I don't have to stay in my dorm every time. But it's really hard for me that stay in Bradford to get like a part-time job, even just for the break, for summer, for spring break. But my other friends in other cities, is really easy for them. We'll like talk about it together.
Why do you think this is happening?
Let's just get a job for the break and just to pass time and make extra money to buy extra dresses and wigs. And I'm just everywhere got a job, and I'm just there searching, applying every day.
Why do you think this is happening?
I think that funnily enough, I delivered a career booster because I work for the TUC, which is the Trades Union Congress. So we represent anyone who's in a trade union.
So there's a trade union congress in Bradford.
So it's all over the UK, but we've got a regional office in Yorkshire and the Humber, which is based in Leeds. But I was invited to come and do a career booster with about 43 mostly international students, and like yourselves from Nigeria, and they all talked about the same thing, that they were struggling to find part-time jobs, that they've found the restriction on the number of hours they could take difficult. Obviously, that's not something as a local councillor I can help solve. That's something for the national government.
I'm not bothered about that, because I think it's just but during the holidays there's no restricted hours, but still you still can't get a job.
So we talked about this in terms of what you could do, and I mean the Students' Union for any student is the place to go. And you should be engaging with the Students' Union. If you want to find out what jobs are available, they should be helping you guys and helping signpost you to what is out there.
Definitely. Let's talk about you. How do you engage with your constituents?
Fairly regularly. I talk to them on the doorstep, catch them in the pub occasionally. No, we do a lot of door knocking. So we go out into the community and we'll do street surgeries, which is basically just knocking up, saying, "Hello, how are you?"
No one has knocked on my door.
Well, I can't speak for my other colleagues.
Oh, that's really sweet that you just walk up to them and just talk to them.
But how can a councillor help a community?
So obviously there are planning applications that go in, so you'll see all sorts of things. So for an example, there's a planning application that's going through that's gone to appeal, where the developer wanted to build, I think it was about 6-7 homes adjacent to a cricket club. Obviously, this would have affected the cricket club as an amenity, so we're supporting the cricket club and helping to preserve the cricket club as a society.
True.
So we can make representations on planning applications. Obviously, we set the budget for the district authority in terms of what I've just said about securing funding. So we work with the Parks Department to try and maintain a whole host of things when it comes to the local amenities we all enjoy. And we can just be as creative as we like. I submitted a motion last year calling on the council to ensure that any contract that we give out, so all the councils will send out various contracts, to different businesses to deliver various things. So whether that's social care, whether or not that's delivering goods and services for council canteens or other things, they've now got to ensure that whoever we contract with is paying their tax in the UK. So there's a very easy thing you can do through HMRC, and so that means we're keeping businesses, we're ensuring that council is procuring with hopefully more local businesses, but primarily people who pay their tax in the UK, so we can all benefit from that.
Benefit from it. Amazing. Let's talk about you in the university. Did you enjoy your stay in the University of Bradford?
Yeah, I did. It was
What
great.
were your favorite things? Like maybe like
Were you in a society?
Oh, I was incredibly dull.
You didn't join any society.
No, I joined the Law Society.
Oh,
really?
okay. What
Yeah.
societies were you?
Well, so I was just it was just the Law Society for me primarily. I think I tried out fencing, but by and large, a lot of my activities were outside the university. So, as I worked as a trade union accompanying rep for the GMB, so I would, while I was doing my law degree, I'd represent workers in grievances and disciplinary hearings.
Wow, that's so
Okay,
nice.
amazing. Okay, let's talk about students who would want to be a part of politics. What are the steps that they need to take to be a part of?
Well,
local
obviously,
politics?
they should join the Labour Party.
You have
That's
to join
very
the Labour
strong.
Party.
That's so strong.
Like, just join the Labour Party and that's all.
It's the starting point for all great things.
Yeah.
No, obviously, if you wanted to join a political party, just go online. You can find membership forms. And
How much is it?
I pay, if memory serves, £5.25 a month.
Just £25 a month.
And as an aspiring
No,
politician,
£5.25 a month.
£5.25.
Yeah, not 25. I only pay about £5.25 for the Labour Party to be a member. But it has the
okay.
membership rates. I can barely remember. I joined a long time ago.
Oh, okay. As an aspiring politician, what qualities do you think you should possess?
I think you should just want to do the best for the community you're hoping to represent and the people you're hoping to represent.
Okay, so you think just having that art of like, I want to give this people
I think that's a good
the
starting
best,
point.
that's
Holding some good, strong socialist values, of course, matters.
Let's talk about how students used to be engaged in government and how it is now. I know that before now we used to get like loads of engagement of students with the government, but now it seems like it's like gone down. How can students get their voice heard by the government?
Depends on which one you're talking about. Are we talking local or national?
Local.
Okay, so obviously you can email your local councillors if there's a particular issue you're passionate about. For example, there's a group, I work with a lot of different groups in Bingley, and one in particular, Friends of Myrtle Park, are working with local skaters. So we're trying to find out how we can improve our skate park facilities. Although so long as nobody ever asked me to go on a skateboard, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so you just have to email your local
Get in touch.
councillor.
Oh, okay. Okay.
About like your plan or what you need.
Well, it depends on what you're passionate about. There's a lot of students here. So, for example, if you're passionate about the environment and you want to see and you look online to figure out what you can do to put pressure on the local authority to become more environmentally friendly, well, one thing you can do is you can join the West Yorkshire Divestment Pension Funds campaign group, which is very long and sounds very tedious, but it's all about getting the West Yorkshire Pension Fund to divest away from, which is to not invest in fossil fuel companies.
I think a lot of students don't know about most of this information that you're saying, and that's why I'm always bothered about how
I think information is actually limited. Like,
government-
because I think maybe it's the marketing and me speaking. When there's like things everywhere, it stimulates your mind to think about certain things. Because there's nothing like it's not because young people, their attention span is actually not that great. Like they're focused on the next thing that's in front of them. So if it's not in front of them, if it's not really affecting them, they might not think about it, because a lot of people think politics is an adult thing. But at the end of the day, these people are making decisions for the next generation.
Exactly.
So it actually matters. So I feel like the people in politics should also try their best
to make sure
engage,
that
to
the
stimulate the young
information
people's
is
mind
yes.
towards politics, and let them know that look, you have to be involved in this, because these decisions these people are making, it's going to impact your
It is.
future later. No matter the laws, everything are going to impact you, because you're the one that's going to leave. So most of the time you're going to outlive these people that are making these decisions.
I agree. And
So I think they should people in politics, people in government should do more to stimulate the young people's mind. That's just
Well, that's why I
my
popped along
opinion.
today.
Yeah, that's just
I'm doing
which
my
is,
best.
yeah, which is great. Which is really great,
Okay,
actually.
we
That-
have
Which is
been.
great.
Okay, you want to say something?
I was just going to say that you're absolutely right that a lot of young people don't get engaged in politics, and there's a reason why most district councillors are over the age of 55.
True.
In fact, to qualify.
Yeah, I find it very crazy that somebody that's pushing 90, and then people are like, oh my god, this person is a conservative. Of course they're conservative, they're literally 90.
Well, I'm not sure it necessarily applies that if you're old, you're a
Yeah,
conservative. But,
yeah, that's how most of us think.
but no, that I mean, I'm a young councillor apparently. So anyone
Yeah.
under the age of 40 constitutes a young councillor because
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
far we've got.
Yeah.
And there's also another big problem in the fact that you've got very limited female representation. Primarily, councillors are like me, white, male, don't come from a diverse background, and aren't. Well, obviously, we need to encourage more women to get involved in politics, like yourselves.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the thing is that even if they're interested, sometimes when you get somewhere and you don't even see one person that looks like you might get discouraged. But I think no matter what, that should motivate you to want to create a space for other people. Okay,
we have been chatting with Joe Wheatley. He is the councillor for the Bingley ward, and he is, he's had so many great things to talk to us today. So much information in one video. I'm so excited we chatted with you. So my last question, what are your political plans for the future?
I'm not sure. I obviously just do my best for my constituency and do my best for the district. So beyond that, if I sit as a member of the Bradford District Credit Union, as a board member, that's the excitement I live for.
Amazing. In an ideal world, how can a student make the world a better place?
Just get active, look for information and question everything. So that's one of the biggest challenges. It's why we've seen leaders like Trump rise to power. It's because people don't ask questions.
True.
And people don't think about the information they're being given. So get involved and
TK, do you have any question? As a lawyer? No.
He's a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
You went to law school.
I went to law school.
SQE or LPC?
So I didn't do either. I finished up my law degree and went to go work for a law firm in Bradford.
Oh, amazing.
So I worked for Switolski Solicitors after I finished my degree.
So you're saying if I apply now, I'll get a job?
I'm saying that you should keep looking and applying, and remember, it's the one thing I say to everyone. We're from Bradford University. There's a slight rep with Bradford, so you've got to work a little bit harder. It's
True.
what we have to do.
Thank you so much, Joe, for coming to the studio to chat with us. We had an amazing time, and thank you so much, Mariam. Thank you for watching.
Bye.